You know, for so many years we've all heard the same advice. Eat more vegetables. They're always good for your health. I grew up believing it. I saw my parents believe it. And now many of my patients, people in their 60s and 70s, still hold on to that same belief. But here's a truth that few people ever say out loud. Not every vegetable is truly good for your body once you've passed 50 or 60. Some vegetables, which seem like superfoods, can quietly pull calcium out of your bones, or spike your blood sugar just like a can of soda. I've seen this many times in my clinic, and every time I ask myself, why didn't someone tell them sooner? I remember a patient named George. He was 72 and kept the habit of eating beets every day because he heard they lowered blood pressure. And it was true, his blood pressure improved. But one day he came to me with sharp pain in his lower back. An ultrasound revealed kidney stones, and the culprit was the oxalates in those very beets. The bright red vegetable he trusted for so long had, in fact, become a double-edged sword. Or take Margaret, 68, who loved to cook. She used green bell peppers in almost everything: salads, stir-fries, soups. But over time, she began complaining that her knees felt stiff every morning, and her hands were numb and aching. Not everyone is sensitive, but for her, the lectins in green bell peppers triggered chronic inflammation. She told me, "Doctor, I thought I was doing something good for my health. Turns out I was feeding my pain instead." I'm not telling you these stories to make you afraid of your vegetable basket. I share them so you understand that after 60, our bodies change more than we realize. Our kidneys filter more slowly. Our bones become more fragile. Our digestive system's more sensitive. A vegetable that was healthy when we were 30 or 40 can now become a burden. But don't worry, not all vegetables are enemies. On the contrary, some, when eaten the right way, act like allies, helping your body stay flexible and protecting collagen, the invisible glue that keeps your skin, bones, joints, and blood vessels intact. I've seen patients who learned how to choose wisely, and within just a few months, they walked more easily, their skin looked fresher, and even their sleep became deeper. Have you ever stood up from a chair only to feel your legs trembling? Or woken up in the morning with knees so stiff it took minutes just to straighten them? I believe many of you watching this have felt that way, and sometimes we blame it on aging. But the truth is, part of the cause lies in what we put on our plates every day. I want you to imagine yourself 10 years from now. Do you want to still be gardening, walking with your grandkids, or relying on a cane, or worse, a wheelchair? The answer isn't just in the gym, it's right there in your refrigerator. Some ask me, "Doctor, does this mean I should cut out vegetables altogether?" And the answer is no. The key isn't eating less, it's eating the right ones, in the right way. Instead of beets, you might choose celery or arugula, good for your blood vessels, but low in oxalates. Instead of green bell peppers, go for red ones, sweeter, richer in antioxidants, and far less inflammatory. I often tell my patients, think of every bite as a deposit into your health bank. If you make the right choice today, you are adding to your account of strength, independence, and freedom. And one day, when you need it, your body will withdraw it for you. You see, aging isn't just about wrinkles or gray hair. Aging asks, can you still stand up on your own? Can you step outside to feel the sunlight? Can you cook a meal for someone you love? And often, the answer begins with a carrot, a bunch of kale, or a plate of broccoli. I know it sounds small, but it's the small things that create the biggest changes. One patient once told me, "I never imagined that just adding kale to my lunch would, a few months later, help me sleep better and walk without feeling so heavy." Englishens has confirmed this too. Vitamin C in broccoli, vitamin K in kale, the natural mucilage in okra, and beta-carotene in carrots. All of these are building blocks that protect collagen, joints, and bones. You don't need exotic foods or expensive supplements. You just need to choose the right companions for your body. And I want to emphasize one last thing. Never think it's too late. I've met so many people at 70 or 75 who first told me, "Doctor, it's too late for me to change." But just a year later, after adjusting their diet and walking 15 minutes a day, they came back to my clinic smiling, telling me they could stroll through the entire park without a cane. You see, it's never too late as long as you begin. And maybe the first step is as simple as looking into your vegetable basket and asking, is this food nourishing me, or quietly stealing my strength? You know, years ago I believed that vegetables could be eaten freely, the more the better. But once I began working with patients over 50, I realized some vegetables aren't as friendly to the aging body as we once thought. Take spinach, for example. It's rich in iron and packed with vitamins. It sounds wonderful, right? But the truth is, spinach is loaded with oxalates. Think of oxalates as tiny shards of glass. They bind with calcium in your kidneys and can form stones. For a 30-year-old with healthy kidneys, this may not matter. But for a 65-year-old with weaker kidneys, eating spinach every day can quietly become a heavy burden. I had a patient, Linda, 69 years old. She loved her green smoothies every morning, packing them with spinach. After just 2 years, she was hospitalized with kidney stones. When I explained the reason, she was shocked. I thought I was doing the best thing for my body, so what should we do? Should we cut out spinach completely? My answer is always, no need to be extreme. Instead of blending handfuls of spinach into your smoothie, balance it with lower oxalate greens like kale or arugula. You'll still get your vitamins and minerals without pushing your kidneys to the limit. Another controversial group: green tomatoes and green bell peppers. They belong to the nightshade family. Not everyone is affected, but for many people, especially those with arthritis, the lectins and solanine can make inflammation worse. I once had a patient, David, 74 years old. His knees were swollen, and his hands ached so badly he struggled to hold a coffee mug. When he cut out green bell peppers for 2 months, his inflammation eased dramatically. He told me, I never imagined a familiar vegetable could cause me so much pain. So if we have to limit some vegetables, what should we eat? This is the part one love sharing because it brings hope. Kale, rich in vitamin K, which strengthens bones and supports healthy blood clotting. Kale also has powerful antioxidants that protect collagen in your skin and joints. You can enjoy it raw in salads, or lightly sautéed with olive oil. Simple but wonderful. Broccoli, one of the unsung heroes of aging. It contains sulforaphane, a compound that reduces inflammation, protects joints, and even helps detoxify the liver. I once advised Susan, 71, to add steamed broccoli to her dinner 3 times a week. 6 months later, she told me, Doctor, not only are my knees less painful, but I'm also sleeping more deeply. Okra, an overlooked but very useful vegetable. Its natural mucilage acts like a gel coating your gut lining, aiding digestion. It also provides soluble fiber that helps stabilize blood sugar. I often call okra a diabetic's best friend after 60. And don't forget carrots. They're not only good for your eyes. The beta-carotene in carrots is a powerful antioxidant that protects your skin, blood vessels, and immune system. A carrot a day, it may sound like an old slogan, but in medicine, it's a simple and effective truth. I want you to pause and think, right now. In your refrigerator, do you see lots of spinach, beets, or green bell peppers? And do you have enough kale, broccoli, or okra? Sometimes, healthy aging isn't about eating more, it's about choosing better. English, you see, the story isn't about cutting out vegetables entirely, nor is it about eating as many as possible. The real story is about understanding your body and choosing vegetables that are your companions rather than silent enemies. You know, diet is only half the picture. The other half lies in how we live each day. I've traveled to Japan many times, and what impressed me most wasn't the technology, it was seeing men and women in their 80s and 90s sitting down on tatami mats and standing back up without using their hands. Think about that for a moment. Here in the US, many people in their early 70s already need a cane or a walker. Yet in Japan, you'll see women at 85 still walking to the market, carrying their groceries home, their backs straight. Why is there such a difference? I believe the answer lies in 2 words: lifestyle rhythm. The Japanese don't chase extreme fitness trends. They don't think they need to run marathons or lift heavy weights to stay healthy. Instead, they keep up small, steady movements, walking to the market, bending to pick vegetables, squatting in the garden, or standing up and down from a futon every morning. Those seemingly ordinary movements, repeated day after day, are the quiet exercises that preserve muscle and flexibility. Science has shown this too. Even light activities like walking 10 to 15 minutes, or standing up from a chair without using your hands, activate muscles and trigger hormones that protect bones and joints. The key isn't intensity, it's consistency. And there's something else, the greatest secret to longevity and health in Japan, and that is ikigai. In Japanese, ikigai means a reason to get up in the morning. For some, it's caring for grandchildren. For others, it's tending a garden, cooking a meal, or simply sharing conversation with friends. I want you to pause and ask yourself, what makes me want to get out of bed each morning? You may have never asked this before, but that answer carries more power than any pill, because when you have a reason to live, You find the motivation to rise, to move, and to care for yourself. I remember one of my patients, Michael, 76 years old. After his wife passed away, he lost interest in life. He became inactive, ate poorly, and his health declined quickly. When I asked him if there was anything left he wanted to do, he sighed, "Nothing anymore, doctor." I encouraged him to join a community gardening club. At first, he went reluctantly, but soon, tending the garden beds and chatting with new friends rekindled his joy. 6 months later, he returned to my clinic walking briskly, his eyes brighter. He said, "Doctor, I found my reason to get out of bed again. You see, health isn't only in muscles or bones, it lives in the spirit too. A strong body needs a soul with purpose." So I want to leave you with this. Don't see old age as the final chapter. See it as a new one, a chance to rewrite your own health story. Begin with small steps, a bowl of miso soup, a walk around the block, a meaningful conversation. Sarcopenia, age-related muscle loss, is not destiny. It is simply a reminder that your body needs attention. And when you give it that care with nourishing food, natural movement, and a spirit full of purpose, your body will return to you the most precious gifts: independence, freedom, and the joy of living.